World of Warcraft is a popular MMORPG, considered the most popular one ever created by some, and has been a titan in the video game industry since its initial launch in 2004. Being not only a subscription based model, as well as requiring players to purchase the newest expansion to play any new content added to the game, it's a wonder how the game has been able to withstand the test of time and the wallets of its player base. Currently on its 10th expansion, that is set to last 2 more, making the known combined total being 12, the game has a plethora of content that spans well over a decade. Currently, the game even has multiple versions players are allowed to play. Retail, which is the current and most updated version of the game. Classic, which is a re-release of past content in the state it was launched in, with some small adjustments and quality of life features. And SOD, Season of Discovery, which is a new spin on the original version of the game. While there's no official subscriber count by Blizzard Entertainment, there have been leaks via screenshot and an estimated guess by content creator Bellior, sorry if I said that wrong, could put subscriber numbers around roughly 7.2 million. Now, given that this is not an official statement by Blizzard and just some info on the internet, please take it with a grain of salt as it's not considered fact. With that being said, roughly 7 million players isn't a stretch by any means, considering an official announcement by Blizzard in 2010 that stated a subscriber count of 12 million players. And now, even 15 years later, and the drop only being around 5 million, it's very clear that World of Warcraft continues to be successful. But there lies the question: how? In the last 20 years, video games have evolved drastically. Not only from a physical collector's paradise to a digital universe, but from a hobby for a general few to a worldwide phenomenon with a global empire in social media and mainstream prowess. Gaming before wasn't so mainstream, and with the rise of social media platforms such as YouTube and Twitch, it really started to kick off as more of a staple aspect of society. We went from midnight releases to early access in less than a decade, and continue to move towards what's next instead of what's now. With the amount of new games released a year, the ever-growing pressure of social media and FOMO, and the evolution of attention retainment, it really is a wonder how such a slow, old game, such as an MMO, can withstand the ever-shifting tracks of society. I believe in there lies the answer to our question. This article, The Psychology of Gaming, Why Do People Play Games, by Dr. Steffa Keister, is a fascinating read. It talks about needs and the drive people have in fulfilling and reaching these needs. Some needs are basic, such as water, food, rest, while others are more complex, such as love, friends, and feelings of accomplishment. Gaming in general is very good at fulfilling a wide categories of different needs, but is often the best at giving people the sense of belongingness, which is a need everyone has to feel like they belong somewhere or with someone or someones. Gaming is a culture. It spans regions, countries, time zones, and even languages. It fosters relationship growth, both platonically and even romantically. Gaming can satisfy the need for accomplishment through its many systems of rewards, progression, and succession. Gaming even provides a mean for escape for a lot of people. Escape from real-world conflict, pressure, or even the persistent loneliness that a lot of people feel on a daily basis. Humans, as we have been for centuries, are creatures of habit. One of the early concepts of habit was laid out by psychologist William James in the late 19th century. He described habit as a routine behavior or even cognitive process that starts spontaneously but is repeated automatically as a result of prior experience. Gaming for some has become such an integrated habit. We do it without thinking or questioning. It would be a stretch to say it's like breathing, but the sentiment is there. It's something we are biologically driven to do and have been doing for so long and most likely will continue to do so. Now, let's circle back to the main topic of this video, World of Warcraft and its success. For a lot of players, they have been playing the game since inception or right thereafter. That's over a decade. No, that's over 20 years of habit forming. $15 a month is nothing when it's not thought of. Buying the next expansion is so simple when I've already pre-ordered it the moment it was available. A lot of WoW players are players because the game has become a part of their identity, a part of them. Now, don't get me wrong. I do not believe this is a bad concept. I'm biased. I've been playing World of Warcraft since my junior year of high school, and I'm 31 now. I understand the connection a lot of players have to this game. I have it too. But we cannot deny that we play the game because we have integrated it so close to our personalities and our lives. But that's not the only reason we play it, nor is it the only reason it's successful. It's successful because of everything I've already stated. It gives fulfillment in a lot of categories: friendship, accomplishment, success, passion, etc. I've personally created lifelong friendships out of the game, spanning decades already, and expect to make even more in the future. I've accomplished a lot of aspects of the game that have really driven my sense of fulfillingness as a person. And at times, the game does make me feel a lot less alone. Parasocial relationships are so common nowadays, with streaming and content creation being such a huge, in-your-face aspect of our society. Creating those real relationships outside of the internet can be hard. Not to say don't touch grass, because you should, but not everyone wants to go outside. Not everyone wants to go to the movies or to a club or any other social activity that means leaving the safety and comfortability feeling of their home. So they do it online, through gaming. And what better way than to do it within a game you love to play so much and can meet others who feel the same way? I believe World of Warcraft has continued to be a titan in the industry of gaming, not only for its content or gameplay, but for its social aspect. Sure, I know some of you watching this might say something along the lines of, you don't even need to be social WoW to do anything anymore. And while in retail, I can see your argument. Even one interaction with one other real person is what makes WoW so successful. Now, a social aspect is very true in many other games though. We can even look back at some recent releases that have really been a big hit, especially in the MMO community. There's Amazon's game recent-ish release New World, which according to the Steam charts hit an all-time peak at 913,027, but its current player base has dwindled to a staggering 4,537. There's Lost Ark, which hit 1,324,761 all-time peak, with a current base of 9,975 players. The best game in close competition to WoW has to be Final Fantasy XIV Online, but even that game currently doesn't reach a peak of what current subscriber count WoW is at. Although, the point I'm trying to make isn't about numbers. A small indie game can get 100 players, and that could still be considered a success. Success shouldn't only be written by statistics. Success of a game should be depicted by the reception of its players, and when you have players that have been willingly spending over 20 years of their lives playing your game and interacting within your universe, that should be considered a success. World of Warcraft feels like an outlier, especially today. Games come and go in terms of popularity, player base, and player retention, but World of Warcraft continues to be a titan in its genre and the gaming industry as a whole because it's been fully integrated in so many players' identities, passions, and lives. It's become such a habit for many people that I truly don't believe a lot of them could even stop playing in a permanent sense, myself included. There's always going to be something new with WoW, and with the way the game is re-releasing content, something old as well. I do not believe it's ever going to be considered over until the fateful day Blizzard shuts off the servers for good. And personally, I hope I never see that day. Cheers.